All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Second map to come, Windigo versus GamerLegion here on Dust 2. And we've already got some quick action coming. It's Poison as he's able to find 3 to kickstart the pistol. It's Scream finally able to return the frag back, and he gets himself a double as well. But what an explosive way to begin our second map. Windigo, of course, taking that 16-3 on Train to begin with. But we have that Windigo side already going to be heading into that 3 versus 2. Scream sat toward Car, and that bomb looking to be planted, but Windigo with that man advantage, trying to at least bait out. Good jumping shot. Oh, what a play out of ships.
He's going to get himself a kill. Victor finds the second, and it's an ending. Windigo, they'll take themselves the round, and the pistol is theirs again. They won both on Train. They won 3-12, as you said, and it is a perfect start to the second map of Windigo. Well, the map choice of GL, but it is the perfect start for Windigo nonetheless.
Yeah, going to be good for them in that pistol, especially on the CT side. It's the side that we want to see both teams having their success on, but Windigo, we know how good they can be. We talked a little bit about this off camera, that Windigo, they've had a lot of Dust 2 games, which majority haven't gone in their favor, but if we take into account some of the opponents that they've played against, so like FaZe, Na'Vi, all these top flight sides that they have been playing Dust 2, and it gives them so much experience and wealth of knowledge. Nork, though, and Hampus, both able to find kills to open this round up with, and still with the man trapped in the corner, it's Bubble. He'll get shut down and into a 3 versus 2, but a 3v1 that's he's Victor, the last man alive, and it seems like GL, they might have just pulled themselves a round back.
Indeed, they might. HS, he's got the AUG, and it's going to be Screaming Existence, trying to retrieve as many rifles as possible. On top mid, Existence with the scout. The bomb's already making its way through short. It's going to be an easy plant. And Victor, looks like there will be no fast progression for Windigo this time. It's a shutdown indeed. And it is going to be HS that closes it out. What a way to start off the second map, isn't it? A pretty good beginning as a whole, and GamerLegion, if they are able to change the course of this map to a different ending as it was on Train, well, then we just might be able to see something yet out of them. But it's an eco round. Actually, no, a force buy by Windigo. Fair enough. I gotta say, I'm not particularly fond of this. It's Dust 2 we're talking about, and Windigo in the past have been prone to force buying, but they've also shown excellence in the ecoing. Poison, yeah, finds 1, spray down by Blocker, tags onto Hampus, back to 2v2. This turns the tide, perhaps back in the favor of Windigo. We will find out, of course, how it all goes. In GamerLegion, they're trying to play this carefully, of course. They realize that there's no reason to rush to things.
You do have 2 smokes to enable their A long cross, although not going to be using them as of yet. Poison to make his way up towards short, and Victor in that AK going to wrap around toward A long. Plant to be made, and it will be safe on the back of the bomb site itself. It seems like Hampus able to reposition well for this A long interaction, but it's Victor as he finds the first. They know where the second is. I'd love to see Poison playing a little bit of a bait right now to allow Victor to make his way up toward long, and exactly that's what they're going to do. But a first to be made, and still Victor was exposed, and as they spot out Poison, he is down to 40, has to try and hit the headshot, but not able to do so. Great damage done by Windigo, but a second round by GL, and they'll keep themselves the runnings early, putting that T-side lead in their favor, and Windigo, this should now be back down to their eco.
Yeah, this is a double eco almost. I mean, it's not luckily enough the CT side, so it's just a single one, but that was a bit of a mistake. Windigo, if they had pushed with Poison first and allowed, of course, the player on long to have the time to push forward, get himself into a better position, we could have seen a different outcome there, and Windigo perhaps would have been a round up. Instead, it's a mid-push. Hampus finds 2, and the round is gone as quickly as it came. Ships realizing there's no point in delaying any further. Just go die, get the buy round out, and see how it all turns with the up-and-coming rifles. And Windigo, they can incorporate a little bit of their cheekiness from Mirage, from Train into this map. They can perhaps find themselves pushing into underpass, and we've seen a few times already in the past, they like to get themselves aggressively posted into B holes. under and upper. And with that control established, even short push is not, you know, out of the question. Well, Ships, he pushes mid straight up. No, okay. Knock at 19. That's a problem. GamerLegion. They drop the player. Or at least his HP drops enough that his duels will be hard to win.
Especially with Windigo now onto, we could call a full buy. There's not a lot of utility and no defuse kits, but they have the core fundamentals and even an AWP in the hands of Poison. Right now, just looking to try and make an impact early in the round. It's Victor that finds
Victor.
two as we just spin us right round like a record, baby. Scream as he takes a trade. It's Poison. He returns. It's out down into a 4 versus 2. Hampus and HS. Final 2 men, and as Poison deals with one of those, it's all down to that final man. A 4v1, a minute left on the clock, and that's going to be a Windigo second round for them as they are already at least able to reply with a second round of their own on their CT side.
Oh, you see. Very nicely done. Hampus recognizing that somebody might be behind Car. Probably being told by one of his teammates as well, quite possibly. A 1-on-3 though, as you said, time might be on the side of Hampus, but not for long, and looks like he might be looking to keep the AK. And if he does survive, he has a bit of bank to go on, so it's not a big issue. He can keep the AK, the Kevlar, and potentially even drop to one of his teammates if needed. Now, the one thing for GamerLegion is that if they get a good start, if they get themselves into a comfortable first spot, they certainly can rise with the momentum and really start to gather the storm, if you will. Windigo on the other side, they need to be patient when it comes to their entries. As I said, they are eager to get themselves early on into an advantageous position, and it can come to cost them. We could see the push through mid earlier by Blocker, I believe, or was it Bubble? In either case, we'll see how they play this one off. It's an important round coming up. It's probably a full investment from GL. I presume they had the money for it by the looks of it. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, look, good FPS, 450. I like that.
No complaining about these PCs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But here we go. Full bites here. And it's GamerLegion going into a default, kind of splitting around the map, looking to take control of perhaps short afterwards, and even long.
Glad to see GamerLegion onto that full buy. North bringing out his AWP. Only ended map 1 with 7 kills. Hoping to see more out of him in this second map. We know how vital an AWP can be on Dust 2 with the aim duels heavily focused on what dictates the pace of the round. But Windigo, like you say, if they can suppress GamerLegion early in this game, we might just see more of the trains plays what we saw. Fine Bubble. A little bit aware that there are players up towards short. 4 of them to be precise, and Scream to be venturing up toward that middle position. Will he be aware of the player? Well, yes, he will, but it's Bubble that's only took minimal damage. Scream already the first man to fall, and that may just send GamerLegion up toward Catwalk now, but a lineup potentially by Poison as he finds himself too. That's surely the site locked down, and Poison, he's like a tank right now. A placed artillery, a sentry gun, if you will, and he'll be shutting down 4. That's Windigo straight back into this game. GamerLegion, whilst they did have bank for that one, I doubt they'll be stretching this far, and that might just see Windigo right back in the run-ins.
It certainly will. GamerLegion, as far as I can tell, pistols and Kevlar are being bought up. There's not much they can move on. Yeah, pistols and Kevlars. Scout on Hampus, kind of classic. He's been having a little bit of luck with it as well. Perhaps Nock could try his luck as well, but HS down. And yeah, that's never going to work. Even if you don't meet an AWP that kind of eases your way a little bit, you still usually die without a kill. So again, returning back to the old saying, or at least the new old saying, don't waste your round even on an eco round. 3-3 when they go, very comfortable currently, and we can see that their setup is quite flexible. They can easily respond to any sort of innate threat, and they have control of B absolutely hammered down. There's no way they're going to be broken in that kind of position. 100%.
The way that Windigo do set themselves up on a CT side is actually really nice, like you say. There are many teams that would put more of a two-man setup inside of the B-bomb site, which leaves mid open. But Windigo, like you say, they're really flexible in how they play on that CT side. They usually have one or two players either in CT and one in mid, or both looking from inside of mid. So if they have to, they can send both back towards CT spawn to protect A, or they can rotate, you can split, whatever they want to do. Middle on Dust 2 CT side is your avenue for entry. That's what you decide your plays upon. If you have the player inside of mid that can head towards B to provide support, it's as simple as that. You have window or door covered, and yeah, Windigo, that's going to really play a huge factor coming into the next couple of gun rounds. If GamerLegion, again, going to be showing presence toward that middle position. Scream at least able to find a kill onto Bubble. P250 money bonus to be gained, but eventually finished off 4-3, and Windigo, they'll be taking the lead this time, but we know that GamerLegion will have the money. Purchase to be remade now onto this T side. Again, we want to see Nork onto an AWP. I think that'd be a vital battle he has to have with Poison, with how good that he's looking on his AWP in recent matches. I think it's down to Nork and Nork only that can be able to contest him, but this time, no AWP in the hands of GL, going to be more of an A-long dedication pretty early, but they seemingly are a little bit prepared for this already. The flashbangs and the mollies to be inflicting. Bubble finds the early piece of damage. Scream with a beautiful one-tap to trade off, and Bubble now left very low, but Hampus to burn alive. A 4v3 trade. GamerLegion, they'll be shut down and forced to play a little passively for now, but look at walking through the smoke. That's always certain death. Or granted a free kill and traded back into a 3v3.
Perhaps a bit of an overextended tackle. Victor certainly could have been played better, but Ships will punish, and he gets himself the return. Scream in existence. They've got a bit of an existential crisis. It's an important round. GamerLegion, they lose this round, they lose the economy. They pretty much lose at least a few more rounds behind it. And Bubble, I think he's going to be rotating towards CT. The calls from Ships are coming. This is an A take. Oh, he spots the first in mid. That's a free kill. That's the bomb drop. And Scream, he might be getting himself one. That's Poison to drop. That's actually a good pick. That's the op down, I believe. And it will at least hurt Windigo. And it should be 5-3, and indeed it is. Ships from top mid. Denies it all. And it's going to be a pretty comfortable start that Windigo are starting to build once more. It might not be as good as it was on Train, but we never expected that. GamerLegion have been pretty good on Dust. Statistics perhaps lie a little bit in a way as to how good, but they certainly were pretty damn decent overall. And hopefully Hampus and Nock can wake up. They were underperforming, to say the least, on Train. 7 kills both. Completely out of phase almost. And Existence was leading the charge with 12 kills. He had the highest KD on his side.
Yeah, that's when you know you're facing a little bit of a hard time, when Existence has to focus on leading the team and finding the kills. Windigo did a great job to be able to make that happen, and again, like you say, with the way that Windigo are exuberating their pace so far in the second map, GamerLegion have to start bringing rounds to fruition on this T side. But the thing about Windigo is, even though, like you say, statistics do lie a little bit, with the fact that Windigo don't have an overall confident win percentage on Dust 2. It's not one of their strongest maps statistically, but it's the fact that they've had so much top-tier opposition to play against. The VODs that they have are going to be so invaluable for this side. They're down to 41%, but they've played teams like FaZe, North, Ancient, G2, Na'Vi on the maps, so they've had so many maps on Dust 2 which are against top-tier, top-class opponents, which they'll be learning from and adapting into this sort of level of play. And GamerLegion now economically broken down into pistols. Not going to be picking up the infamous scout, as we've mentioned. With the rest onto pistols, this should be Windigo getting their 6th round and doubling the score of GamerLegion early in this first half, and already pushing for success, much like they did on that first map. Again, with Windigo going to be playing very, very safe, leaving middle entirely open, but they do have Poison at car ready and waiting, with the crossfire set up by Victor as well, so there's going to be no chance of them breaking into middle without a fight, without a battle on their hands. And as Victor able to force them to play a little bit more passively, the time ticking, 50 on the clock, that will just see GamerLegion dedicate towards short, but 3 men in defense and should be unbreakable for Windigo.
Yeah, kind of. You would expect that, although GL deciding last second to go B,
okay,
by the looks of it, and it will be a B hit. Ships and Victor are on B defense. They've got a player at car watching the cross to CT. So whoever comes out of mid will die. Let's see how this one plays off. Good pop back. The Molotov will be a little bit delayed, but it's Victor holding the line. It's not a problem for him. Ships also. But the op, not going to miss a beat. Nock's got the scout at least. That's the one thing that could potentially give a kill here to GL. But Victor doesn't care. He's going to clean the house. 6-3. And the trash is thrown out the window almost. This is a bit of a hurtful one for GamerLegion. They have to get themselves back on board pretty soon. The full buy is here, and we should be seeing an AWP coming out on Nock. And how it will work out, well, that's a whole different world to explore. We're about to find out how it goes. Oh, there's the replay. The replay's been pretty cool as well.
Yeah, we've been seeing some nice kills highlighted. I think Victor, he was a little in danger there, but it was the fact that they missed the majority of the deagle shots, which kept him alive. So, a decent out of Windigo, like you say. Now with GamerLegion back onto that full by Nock with the AWP, at least has Kevlar to port himself as well. GamerLegion putting a lot of their emphasis inside of middle early in these rounds. Hampus to be dropped down to 61 this time. We'll see Poison able to rip open with that first kill. Existence to be shut down. He's been masterclass with this AWP. This time HS going to be trading back, the body slamming into the floor, and Bubble will have to try and rotate to provide the support. They do have the, at least, and inside of A-Long as well, which is Blocker with that AUG, although is looking to aggress. There's the simple kill to find from HS. That should be the round being locked out now. GamerLegion ultimately should be their fourth on the board, unless Blocker can find any more impact, and Ship's ready to be shut down with the AWP holding. Blocker is spotted out by that T side as well. They should be now pulling away for a save. 20 seconds left though, and with Victor onto a kid, it depends how quickly they can find these kills. Well, with already both of them shut down, it's not going to even happen. 6-4 in GamerLegion. They're keeping competitive now, putting one more on the board, and again, a solid A-site take. Once those smokes were down, they really locked out the Windigo CT hold, and there was nothing they could really do about it. So the site executions, they're still there for Existence, and his side commanding them to do so. And a solid round that does keep GamerLegion at least close to Windigo's scoreline.
Yeah, if nothing else, they are keeping it competitive, and they're going to keep Windigo on their toes. And one thing to note is the importance of how much the anchor has to survive, or how long the anchor has to survive on A. That's it. Of course, Poison, he was testing fate. He was spotting through short. As soon as he dies, the next closest player is in CT. A bit of a problem there that actually, was it Bubble, or was it, who was running through short or in CT? Yeah, it's Bubble,
I think. Yeah.
So if he had survived and waited for his support to come from B and let the AWP be either boosted or himself be boosted, they had time to retake carefully. So kind of looking for those kills early on, looking to close out the round as soon as possible. Didn't work out in Windigo. They realized that double up still in their hands, and we're about to find out, can GamerLegion break this Poison Ship's 2-op setup? Short play, as we can see, Windigo setting up very aggressive posture. Minute 20 seconds about to give or take. Molotov onto short. Gonna force them out of that position. Should at least force them. Don't throw the smoke. It's a useless waste to go on the Molotov. At least cross this. Yeah, that was better there. HS as well, trying to do a bit of a mid execution. But overall, a calm round from GL is either way.
I'm liking the fact that they're not fully exerting themselves in rounds early. That's something that we highlighted from GamerLegion, where they get a little impatient in the rounds, try and do things a little quickly, but leadership of Existence commanding them to slow down, ensuring that they just play their own style. It's going to pay off for them this time. We'll see GamerLegion heading inside of middle, 30 seconds on the clock, and it looks like a B split coming out of the GamerLegion side. Victor wanting to try and be aware of this as they come out toward that middle position. It's HS that finds a first, but Victor looking to try and trade back. Will be able to find one, but all there for the support. The bomb eventually to make its way onto the site, but rushing through the smoke, Blocker offering himself up for free in Existence. He's going to be taken down too. It's all left on Bubble, and as he's inside of the HP tunnels, whilst he's able to find 1 kill at least. Shouldn't be getting too much more out of this, not with HS in existence, both manning down the line, and this should be 6-5 to be made. Not too sure what Bubble was looking at, but as he isolates it, would you switch to the USP, just go for the reload instead? But still, it's HS that's able to close it down, keeps GamerLegion in the round yet again. 6-5, and they're only now a single round away from tying the scoreline early in this first half.
Not sure what exactly he was looking for, but definitely could have gone for the reload. Yeah, that's certain. It doesn't work out, happens. We'll see how it all continues on, as now it is 65. GamerLegion, they found a new way back into this game. They have themselves a pretty good buy, and there goes the cam. Oh man, looks scary, but
nightmare fuel.
Like I actually don't mind it at all. It's like pretty cool. It is going to be the AWP on ships, glass cannon, poison with the scout. We've got an AUG on bubble and the MP9 on blocker, so not really looking too sweet on the buy. They have that heavy artillery, if we can put it like that, and they could be able to abuse it, just close out the round effectively. So it happened on Train. Why couldn't it happen on? Why couldn't it not happen on Just? I guess.
With Windigo going for these sort of avid force buys. P9 in the hands of Blocker and Victor down into that CZ. Blocker's actually situated pretty well with MP9 outside of long doors, but not going to really be interacted by anyone all too heavily. Although with the aggression that Windigo have shown inside of top tunnels, they've realized that now GamerLegion have to be at least dedicating fully toward this A-bomb site. They've already made their way down in towards CT, but still it's Poison and Bubble. They're able to hold the line so brilliantly. Into a 5-on-2, and Hampus and Scream, they've been able to respond absolutely nothing. Scream, the only kill he'll be able to trade is on Victor, and he's got a CZ alone. It's already the round finished off. And Windigo, what a beautiful force buy, but even more, an amazing A-site hold. They predicted that drop inside a CT, and Bubble had it covered all day long.
I am just shell-shocked as to how poorly GamerLegion managed that play. As soon as they realized there was an op on A, they either should have really committed to it with everything, or fallen back straight afterwards and just went for the opposite side. Perhaps played it a little bit differently. Either way, it won't work out. And GamerLegion falling down 2 more rounds. It's going to be 7-5. This is starting to turn out to be still a pretty dominant performance by Windigo, even though it's the map pick of GL and we expected a better play. It's all tumbling down the stairs slowly but surely. Far away from a far call from that game against Furia.
Yeah, 100%. GamerLegion, they've looked like an entirely different squad in this grand final, and maybe it's a nerve getting to them, or maybe it's Windigo outclassing them entirely, but either way, it's something that GL, they're going to look to have to try and fix, and this time it will be pistols. Shouldn't be at least a factor in this round that should be providing anything close to success, and this should be Windigo putting 8-5 on the board. Kevlar, Scream, the only man that has bought into it. They'll just be looking for maybe some open kills to try and guarantee some rifles, but even so, Windigo, they're too wise to be giving up any sort of easy positions. GamerLegion to exploit this time. Double AWP setup back in the hands of Ships and Poison. It's going to be missing a couple of shots, but still has plenty of HP to survive. Poison getting close to spotting what looks like either Existence or Scream at the edge of that smoke, and will be at least forced back with the flashbang, but Molotov to go down. Plant shouldn't be allowed as of yet, and as Ships finds at least the first kill of his own, there's Bubble with one more, make it a second, a simple shutdown to say the least. And the round comes flooding down. 8-5 in Windigo. They find success in the first half by getting those minimum rounds required, and they won't be settling for that. They'll be looking for at least 9-6, 10-5 to end it. But with the pace that they're giving right now, it should definitely be a possibility.
And with the result of the last map, I think it's a reality coming up.
Very true, yeah.
Windigo, they seem to not have skipped a beat. Double up still in their hands. Their economy starting to slowly grow again. They have taken quite a bit of a tumble themselves, but they don't seem to be overly affected by it. Existence close through mid. Looks like he wanted to find the first entry. It's HS though to fall, and again, GamerLegion lose the first man. Things start to take a bit of a wild turn. Hampus, he's waiting for the Molotov to extinguish. Most likely looking to take long control, although GamerLegion, they're being denied their control on all fronts. Pretty much everywhere, and a knock. I thought that he might want to go down mid, perhaps find himself a frag or two early on. Not exactly, or at least wouldn't be the best of choices. Hampus goes out first through long. It's blocker to hold. Pop flashes himself out. Blue has been overtaken, but it's going to be contested pretty soon. That's the bomb drop scream. Oh no, and Bubble finds one more. That blocker is holding it. And he's going to be blocking any chance of GL to get onto A side. What a devastating blow here to GL. This is straight into the ribs. Or under the ribs, I guess you could say.
100%. Blocker again. Those players that you can always rely on. He doesn't particularly shine, you know, he doesn't drop 30 bombs every map, but he's just so consistent. That's what Windigo have really been bringing into this game. It's just the overall consistency. 9 to 5 already, and that will see already scream. First man to fall. It's not going to be as fruitful as GamerLegion would like, but still, Existence able to trade back some beautiful damage, actually, considering that Poison is now down to 9 HP himself, and oh, Nork, surely a free kill for him. Yeah, Ship's venturing maybe just a little bit too aggressively. Inside of mid, we know you're leading, Windigo, but keep the calmness. Make sure you're not throwing away any rounds with silly mistakes. But GamerLegion, they'll take that all day long, especially with Poison down to 9 HP. That's definitely something they'll be looking to exploit. And GamerLegion, heading around toward this B bomb site. It's all down to Victor. How many can he provide? Well, there's a first and a second. Hampus able to trade in return, but as Poison watches the cross of the doors, be at least spotting out some information. The 8 seconds as that bomb is looking to be planted. Molotov to deny the early entry, but they won't be stressing too much as Locker getting ready to enter through those doors. Nork down to 23, and there's Poison to deliver at least an initial blow, but as Hampus returns fire, it's all down to Poison. Surely this should be a 9 to 6 now ending for GamerLegion as they'll be able to scramble the final round and close it. And yes, exactly that. 9 to 6. Decent half and very calm out of both sides, but Windigo obviously notably with that 3-round advantage.
Yeah, I mean, GL at least closed it out 9-6, as you said. That's the one thing we were hoping to see on Train, if nothing else. When it was 7-0 down for GL, we were hoping to see, okay, you know what? They got a few rounds back. It's 8-1, it's 8-2, it's 8-3. We could hope to see 9-6, and yeah, didn't go that way. So, a long way that they've come, and at least a chance has been given to them. The CT side will do them justice. They are, of course, a little bit more consistent on it, and certainly they're going to have a bit of an easier time at least getting around Windigo's offense. But the second half and the pistol and the gun round, it's all going to decide how far, I guess, our dear friends GL can really go. The pistol might not be as important, but it certainly is going to serve as a fair warning to all. And here we go. The pistol is live by the looks of it. We are ready. And Windigo, they've got themselves a bit of a B push, although they could divert into lower. And by the looks of it, that's going to be the case. An A split around, perhaps. Either way, they've got a smoke and a Molotov to work with. Knock, looking for an early play. Oh, an immediate return headshot. And Victor, there's the kill. Existence blinded out, has to pull away. 2 players close to mid. GamerLegion, they might not be prepared for this. And Windigo, they're still deciding where the hell they want to end up this round. And I'd say at this point, it looks like B, back up.
Go very undecided, but that man advantage, they can be a little patient as they go into that approach, but it seems like definitely now it should be that B bomb site dedication. A lot of damage being done, but nothing that yet being transferred into kills. It's Blocker and Ships as they overrun the B site themselves. Luckily, Existence and HS actually able to trade a frag in return. Existence looking for more, but is forced to divert. HS, damage being delivered, and as he finds himself one more, that's a double for him. HS looking for blood, and he'll be able to find it. GamerLegion, they keep themselves alive by the pistol round. And it's HS again that's saving GamerLegion in this final.
saving themselves quite a little bit of trouble, quite a little bit of headache. And HS certainly coming through finally, giving the performance we'd always wanted to see out of him. And it's safe to say that Hamp is certainly already doing or faring a lot better than he did on train, whilst Nock, 4 kills only within the first half.
Yeah.
He is a long way from home, or at least where he used to be in the scoreboard. HS currently single-handedly putting GamerLegion back on the board. 15 kills as a whole. He's doing a splendid job and certainly showing everybody who's boss. This is a force by Windigo. They're accustomed to this, and yeah, there's the change. There's the fight coming out. Blocker, he's got himself the AK, the Scout, the Galil, the SG. And if Windigo line up this round with a victory, GamerLegion are in for a rough patch coming up next.
Windigo's forte, right? This is the aspect that we see of every game that they play is these force buys.
Classic.
And the scary part is that some of them actually do pay off. Like, they actually get rounds from these sort of buys, and especially with rifles, even the Krieg as well, that can provide headshots for days. Windigo, they're going to be comfortable heading up towards short right now. Existence, he'll be looking for the flash in return, and as everyone's blinded, it's Victor, as he's able to open up with the first HS. Able to return fire, but a 2-for-2 trade that does see back into a 3v2 for Windigo, but Chips as he swings out wide. There's the kill they needed. What do we say? Windigo, they're a masterclass at force buys, and once again, they go and prove it.
Indeed they do. Scream, a UMP, a kit. Perhaps better to save, perhaps better to get the hell out of there with a possible rifle save even. GamerLegion, they get one, but in the end it doesn't really turn out to be any better than it was at the start of all. Still 10-7. Windigo again. Double digits coming up. The Bulgarians are having a lot of fun. I think it was evident by map 1 how much fun they've been having, and even in their game against VP, it might have been closer than imagined, might have been closer than expected. Going into 3 maps, and VP actually winning on Nuke after overtime probably shook them a little bit, but they still enjoyed that game, and we could see the love or the excitement for Victor and everybody else in the squad. So I have no doubt they're doing the same here. But GamerLegion, their heads have to be on straight if they wish to have a chance of winning this. Otherwise, Windigo will still be able to plow them down easily. And it's a full force buy coming back. GamerLegion, they're committing with everything. And Nock, what a shot! It's going to be a shutdown of Poison. Existence comes through with the CZ. Unfortunately, HS only gets the 1, and in the end, it's not going to be enough. They're expecting Scream to push. The Deagle, Scream connects, finds 1, runs out of bullets. A 3-on-2, make it back to a 2v2. Victor low HP, though. And luckily, Hampus and Nock have 100. But only 1 Kevlar, but that scout can change everything. And Nock, here we go. This is his time to shine. He's been quiet. The first map, very bad. The second map, not doing too much better. Can he get at least 1 more kill here and signify that GamerLegion is ready to finally perform and participate?
Minute left. Minute 5 at least. Nock gonna be looking for that damage. The smoke to block him off for now, and Ships. It was risky, but it pays off into a 1-on-2. Hampus, even with 100 points of health, has to be at least a little bit nervous, as right now it is going to be him having to try and clutch to keep the life of the least beginning of the second half in the favor of GL. If there's anyone to do it, it's probably going to be Hampus, the main man. As he finds himself the first, it's all down to Victor himself. Has to try and play the bait angle, doesn't want to be giving anything up too seriously. The way that it is planted, all that it makes him do is sit back and wait. Doesn't have a defuse kit, so has to try and bait it out. And Victor, he's doing so well. The time's ticking. Has to try and stick it. Doesn't. And finds the kill. Victor, the fan favorite. Look at him. He's hyped and ready for it. He knows what he's done just there. And Hampus, unfortunately, can't find it. But Victor, so smart just to keep bobbing that head up and down. That was what won them the round.
Again, the first time he checked, he didn't immediately react to Hampus not defusing or not being sure if he defusing or not. He just didn't shoot. He hid back, waiting for the next time he's going to press that defuse. And that's the best part of all. He abused this position perfectly. And unfortunately, without nades, without a kit, Hampus had no chance. And it's going to be GamerLegion suffering the consequences of it. 11 rounds to Windigo, and they're starting to close out this second map, looking like they might be able to close out this series 2-0. The grand finals, the Moche XL it would be a darn shame if GL wouldn't be able to at least get themselves one map in the grand finals. And imagine how Furia have to feel or
Right.
Offset when they both lost to GL so convincingly. Although Offset did fight better than Furia at least.
Yeah, they took a map at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. If GamerLegion do get walked over right now with just the way that Windigo have been able to play, you've almost got to think Furia has to have been an underperformance, or at least scheduling, tiredness, whatever it was that Furia will blame it on. HS is going to be battling inside of pit position himself. It ships. Able to land a very simple first kill, second to come out of existence as well. A 5 versus 3 that should not see GamerLegion winning the round whatsoever, and this will be Windigo catapulting themselves up to a 12th at least, and they'll be looking for more. They know right now that GamerLegion are in a worse position. Probably the worst that we've seen them in this entire LAN so far, considering they've played 3 best of 3s. Obviously, one more than Windigo has. This is probably one of the lowest points that we've seen out of GamerLegion, and at the worst possible time. 12-7 wrapped up by round to come out of GL, but it's really do or die from them. Losing this round, giving Windigo an 13th, almost leads to a 14th as well, so it is getting dangerous for that CT side, but at least there is going to be an AWP in the hands of Hampus. Maybe a double up with how they've bought up on Hampus being on an AWP as well, but
yeah.
Even so, anything that GL have thrown at them so far, Windigo have dealt with incredibly.
They have. They really are looking to take the mantle of definitely the best East European team still, and keeping themselves in the top 10 tier or top 15 tier blocker. There's the entry. Existence falls. This is the gun round of GL. This is one of their last gun rounds. If they lose this round, this is all coming down, tumbling on their heads. And yeah, I mean, at this point, it's the best case. It's gonna be 13-7. And unless GamerLegion can keep all 3 players alive, they might not even be able to buy the next. And that's almost a certainty at this point. This is a shaky performance, and GamerLegion, time is ticking. In terms of rounds, it's all just falling around, and well, Windigo are having the time of day so far. They really are enjoying their current performance and their current position they're in. They know how close they are to closing this out and to just winning $40,000 prize pool.
That's the thing, right? Windigo, they've been in this grand final position on LAN before, back in WESG, where they had to face Ago in that grand final, and it was no task for them either at that point. But it seems like GL, they're even going to get themselves some really valid exit frags, able to deal some damage. But I think that's exactly what Windigo they've been looking for. They want to try and deny as many of these rifles as possible being saved, because they know right now that the money is lacking out of this GL side. So even if they can deny maybe just one more rifle, would put them in a pretty solid position. But as the time does tick, the round to be confirmed, 13-7. With 3 players staying alive, there might be hope of a buy round yet from GL. Comes down to it. If they can't find the success, it seems like it is last chance saloon for this European side, and it might be the Bulgarians that already, like you say, confirm a quick 2-0 and 40k in their back pocket walking out of this arena. So comes down to this. 13-7. GamerLegion, they have these 2 rounds they cannot afford to give to Windigo, or else that'd be at least championship point confirmed. Looks like we have attack pause. I hope it's for GamerLegion, for Kreela to discuss with Existence, to give him some commands to work with. But it seems like it's even Windigo pulling out their own attack pause. Bubble in those commands down the line. He's such a gesturous in-game leader. He knows how to command his side, and you can really see it's working. They have, like, total respect for him.
Indeed. And, I mean, that's how a team should work. That's the core basis of every team, that you have respect amongst each other, that you work amongst each other, and that you're able to tolerate each other. And when somebody says something, you listen to that, you take it in your mind, you process it, and you see if it fits with your own mindset. And even if it doesn't, if he's telling you that's better than what you're doing, then you should try it out. See if he's right. If he's right, then he was right. If he's not right, you can tell him that in the next round, and you can, you know, kind of have a little bit of fun with him. But the point is, GamerLegion right now, this is the full buy. The save gives them that. The op on Hampus, though, not on Knock. I think Knock is having a pretty hard time, and Scream mid-air jump, and it's poison for Hampus.
Useless.
The op is useless indeed. It's going to be a 5-on-3 mid-play coming towards a B split, and it looks like things are just going downhill from here. HS gets one, but it's Blocker that refrags entirely. Drops the bomb, actually, existence, a 1-on-3. And can the IGL, can the Belgian powerhouse player, one of the best players in the past, certainly has dropped from his previous pedestals, but he's still close to the top. And right now, 1-on-3, not going to be happening. Windigo, that's it, almost.
Sad to say, but I think you might be right with just how good that they've looked in this and final. How they've been able to command and really just bring it to GamerLegion. We've got to give a lot of respect to their new coach as well, Shockwave. He's really been just fully supporting the side. He's always had that notebook open. He's always been fist bumping the side. And to bring in a coach that's not even from your region either. He's obviously with the team being Bulgarian. Shockwave's Ukrainian. I assume drafted in by the organization themselves with them being of Ukrainian background. But to bring in a coach that is sort of new. He's still on trial basis, but for them to be able to gain the respect of the players, and Bubble, you can see, listens to him very, very well. He obviously has a lot of wise things to say. And Windigo, they look absolutely solid again as they find those two opening kills. With the eco to come out of the CT side, it does at least mean that they have a buy to try and slow down the ferocity of Windigo at this point, but already with 3 kills to be found. This is 15-7. This is championship point for Windigo. They're a single round away from becoming champions of Moche XL Esports Land 2019.
And what a success, and what a revenge game against GamerLegion. Eliminated in the grand finals of LB Season 2 now.
Oof, I think this one's better, you know?
This is exactly, that's the point, right? What a revenge is best served cold, as they say. And this certainly is the coldest revenge I've seen in a long while. $40,000 on the line currently for first place. 20,000 for GL if they come out second, which is the likely scenario. It's still not a bad amount, but that's 20,000 more you would get if you were first. And right now, looks like Windigo, with the lead they have, with 15 on the board, and with the position they're in, looks like they're going to be getting themselves that hefty prize. In any case, it's going to be GamerLegion playing pretty aggressively once more through short. Existence looking for an early frag. Hampus pushing B. He's trying to get himself an early entry as well. And it shows GamerLegion, they're on their last tick, on their last line.
Oh.
Well, Scream, that's it. That's the ending. That's going to be GamerLegion at least finding one. So denying the 16th point. Oh, what a turnaround for GamerLegion. The last round, it comes down to pretty much the final 1 minute left, and it's still all just shaking around them.
At least able to maybe pad the stats a little bit. It's definitely not over yet. There's still 50 seconds the clock to work with, and with a lone man of existence up toward that A-bomb site, they do have a quick rotate through CT out of Nork if necessary, but distance does fall, which right now looks looking likely. Poison does take him down in the end, but we're 1 versus 4, and that will see the final man of the Windigo side most likely to be finished off. Exactly so. GamerLegion, they delay the inevitable. Potentially start that comeback trail. They need 7 rounds in a row to tie things up. Scary part is that every round they win, they'll hear that chime of the series points through their headset. No way to block that out. No way to deny that Windigo, they're a single round away. A single slip-up, if you will, from GamerLegion away from guaranteeing the tournament life as their own. It looks like, again, we have a little bit of a tactical pause for one of their sides to discuss. And again, it looks like Windigo just bringing out those tac pauses to ensure the side is all on the same page. Again, they have plenty of money to be able to go into this investment with. They're not going to be lacking any of that until at least another 1 or 2 rounds. AWP back in the hands of Poison. Double open Hampus and Nork, so that's the one structural setup that GamerLegion will be trying to rely on, but again, 15-8, and with Windigo being a single round away from victory, not going to take much for them to do it. It's 5 kills, it's a round, the one that they're so used to getting, and It comes down to how much GamerLegion can fight for the survival of this entire tournament.
They're going to have to find quite a few in a row, and it's a hard way. As they say, chaos is a ladder, or as one particular man has said it. And this is not exactly chaos, but it's certainly looking like it. GamerLegion has got the double up. Hampus Nock. Nock so quiet, still 9 kills only. 24 rounds in. And he's the upper, he's the main guy, he's the one you rely on. Blocker finds the first ships, he's already out of mid. If he catches Nock here, luckily I think he was spotted. No, he was not. Oh no, he was not.
Oh, shit.
Oh, ships, he gets one, that scream, that's the whole rotation. Poison finds the second, Hampus and Nock. A 2v5, and well, the chances just diminish, go down the drain. And it's back to a 4-on-2, Hampus and Nock. What do you really do? The two players that had the worst of performances on map 1, at least Hampus here is doing a lot better, but there goes Nock. Hampus 1-on-3, and it is series point and game point.